Good morning and welcome to Leadership Tip Tuesday with Coach Ellis. Hey, this is the day I spend just a few minutes talking to leaders about the principles that help us be better leaders. And it doesn't matter about whether or not you're a military officer or whether you're a pastor of a small church, just the head of a household or the leader of a major nonprofit. It doesn't matter because the leadership principles are pretty much the same. So I want to talk to you this morning about just a few things. I ran across this blog, Lady D, that talked about the 5 C's of servant leadership. Now, there are different types of leadership, Geronda. There's laissez-faire leadership, which means hands-off. There's management by objectives. There's leadership by walking around. So there are all kinds of leadership. And then there's this idea of servant leadership. And that really translates to the idea that we lead others through helping them being all that they're designed to be. So, Andrea, the 5 C's of servant leadership are really fairly simple and compact. The first one is care. No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. John Maxwell said this. And the idea of servant leadership is that you must show those who work with you, those who are subordinate to you, those who are your peers, and those who are your superiors, you must show them that you care. Not necessarily about the work that you do. While that's important, you must show that you care about them. People don't leave jobs, they leave people. So you want to show them this is something simple as saying happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever the case is, of knowing that, hey, it's their anniversary, it's their birthday, it's the anniversary of the death of a loved one, making sure that you care about their lives. And most of the time, what we find in corporate America, we find in our places of business, we even find in the church, we care enough about people to know their names, but not enough to know who they are. So the first C of servant leadership is care about the people. Get to know them. Let them know you care about what goes on in their lives. When the kids graduate from high school or college, share in their joy. If there's a death of a loved one, share in their pain. Show up at the funeral. Don't be intrusive, but show that you care. The next C is clarity of vision. Ken Blanchard says servant leadership begins with a clear, compelling vision that excites the passion of the leader and the commitment of those who follow. The idea of clarity of vision is that you understand your purpose and what you are doing. This carries us through those times when it becomes difficult, when it becomes hard, when it becomes challenging, because the finances are not there, the right people are not there. This clarity of vision points us to our why. It points us to the what we're supposed to be doing and why we are doing it. And if we keep that in mind, when it gets tough and get difficult and the resources are dwindling, we'll always refocus on this is what we're supposed to be doing and this is why. So it's care, clarity of vision. The next one is core values. Who are you at your very core? Oftentimes we have values for organizations, we have values for ourselves, but we really don't talk about core values. These are the non-negotiables, the non-waverables. In the military, it has this phrase, I will not lie, cheat, steal, nor tolerate those who do. That is a non-negotiable set of values for military leaders. Whatever your values are, you won't lie, you won't tolerate infidelity, customers come first, customer service is our top priority. If you're in a church, it's about loving people in spite of what they present to you. Whatever your core value is, if you understand that core value, you understand who you are as an individual, as a leader, as an organization. So you want to make sure they know you care. You want to have clarity of vision. You want to be sure of your core values, and you must be committed to grow. This is your commitment to spend time with yourself and professionally develop yourself. You know, the law of the lid that John Maxwell talks about says the organization can only grow as big as the leader. This commitment to growth actually will help you get bigger than just the leader. If everybody is engaged in this process of personal and professional development, then the organization gets an opportunity to take advantage of everybody's special gifts, everybody's special talents, everybody's special abilities. This idea of growing and being committed to grow means that you take time out of your schedule to send people to training. You put money in your budget drain to make sure people go get the right training. Mary, you make sure that on your annual calendar you set aside time where people get what they need to become better at what they do. So Andrea, the five C's to start off with care, care, clarity of vision, core values, commitment to growth, and the last one is creating a will to sacrifice. This idea that you can get something for nothing is a myth. Everybody wants to do something great. Everybody wants to be part of something great. Everybody who wants to do more than just exist. Understand that there's a price to pay. You can pay me now or you can pay me later. But this commitment, this creating a will to sacrifice means that somehow we're creating an environment where people know I have to give up something now to have what I want later. In order to have something different later, I must do something different now. I must do what I have to do now so I can do what I want to do later. It is a sacrifice. It means that it may mean less sleep. It may mean less television. It may mean more time studying and reading outside of office hours. It could mean a whole lot of things, but it's creating that will to sacrifice. Without sacrifice, there is no reward. So these 5 C's of servant leadership helps us serve the people, help them be all they can be, so the organization can be all it was designed to be. Hey, your questions or comments are welcome. Go ahead and leave us a comment below. Hit us on email at coach@elliscrum.net, or you can catch me on Facebook at Coach Ellis. Until next week, have a One-Tablet's Leadership Tip Tuesday, and remember, the 5 C's of leadership will help propel you to your next stage of greatness. God bless you, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.